Hey, I was first!
No, I was first!
No, I was!
Haircut's so ugly.
Class, please return to your seats. Class, please settle down.
Mrs. Rogers, please report to the office. You have an important phone call. Mrs. Rogers, to the office.
Okay, let's get back in our seats. Quiet down, please. I'm not
I heard you
kidding.
call me that name. Don't you ever call me that.
Why? Is it true? I think it's true.
I'm gonna make you so sorry you said that. I'm gonna make you sorry you ever got up this morning.
Well, go ahead. You'll be in so much trouble.
Hey!
I'm gonna.
Hey! You guys! Stop!
I said I'm gonna.
Hey! Hey! Over here! Yeah! Down here! I try not to get into other people's business, but all the racket and all the bumping around and, well, all your bad feelings are making it very hard for us to get any work done down here.
Wow, a talking ant. Let me guess. Your name is Anthony or Andy or Adam or...
No, actually my name's Jim. And as I was saying, your class really needs to get it together. You're hurting each other's feelings, you're making it hard to learn anything, and quite frankly, you're giving me a headache.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It gets kind of crazy in here, and it really bothers me sometimes. Most of the time. All the time.
Well, how can we change it? What can we do to make it different?
You need to become a
community? Oh, it's a talking ant who can spell.
That's right. Your class needs to become a community.
A community? What do you mean?
One thing we ants are really good at. We're really good at getting things done. We're good at working together. We're good at taking care of each other. We're really good at being a community. In a community, everyone is needed. Everyone has a job to do. Everyone works together. Do you know what this word means?
Diversity? Doesn't diversity mean everyone is different?
Right. Everyone is different. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. In an ant community, every ant has a different job. Some ants bring in the food. Some ants take care of the babies. Some ants take care of our queen. We all have different things we're good at. In your classroom community, you all have different things you're good at too. Some people are good at art. Some people are good at math.
I'm a good speller. It makes me feel great when people ask me to help them spell a word.
And I'm good with computers. Sometimes my friends ask me for help when they're having trouble on the computer. And lots of times I even have to help my parents.
That's what I'm talking about. Everyone can do something different for the community. If everyone was just the same, life wouldn't be nearly as interesting. In fact, it might be a little boring. So, when you notice that everyone doesn't look alike, everyone doesn't talk alike, and hey, everyone doesn't think and act alike, remember, that's what makes a community strong. Diversity. Everyone contributing something different to the community.
Everybody's good at something special, unique, diversity. Everybody brings something to the table in your community.
You humans are lucky. In the ant community, we each get one job, and we do that job our whole life. But you humans get to trade jobs and find out what you're best at and what you like doing. You can help your community by watering the plants, sharpening the pencils, doing a good job when you're the line leader, carrying the playground equipment, turning off the lights, cleaning up, and don't forget to feed the ants. Everyone can take turns doing those jobs and helping the community. Here's another important word. Do you know what the word empathy means? Empathy means knowing how someone else feels. Sometimes the best way to know how someone else feels is just to take the time to get to know them a little better. Find out what's going on in another person's life. Find out what makes him or her happy or sad. When you work hard at understanding how someone else feels, you'll be a lot nicer to that person. It will be more difficult to say mean things or not to help out when needed. Because, hey, you wouldn't want someone to treat you that way.
Take some time to know your neighbor. Listen, talk, and you will see it's good to get to know one another in your community.
And every successful community has a goal. The goal in our ant community is to gather food and water, to take care of our babies, and to keep everyone safe. What would you say is the goal of your classroom community?
To learn,
To be friends?
and just like ants, to keep everyone safe.
And in the community, every person contributes to achieving those goals or not. If you want to learn, if you want to be friends, if you want to stay safe, you must work together. Look at this word, community. Do you see another word inside the word community?
Yes, it says unity.
Unity. That means everyone together. If you want to learn, if you want to be friends, if you want everyone to be safe and happy, everyone must work together. Unity in your community.
Everybody work together to reach our goals, to learn and be friends, having fun, living safe and happy in our community. Unity and community, we're better together, you and me. Unity and community.
The other thing that a community needs in order to succeed is rules. In the ant community, we have some of the same rules you do. Sometimes we have to walk in a straight line together. This is how we move our food and water. And if we didn't follow that rule, we'd get pretty hungry. Another rule we have is, if it starts to rain, hurry and plug up the door to the anthill or we'll be flooded. I guess you humans don't have to worry about that rule too much, do you? Huh.
It seems like everywhere I turn there are rules. People telling me to do this, don't do that. I wish I could make the rules.
Well, what if you could? What if you could make the rules for your classroom community? What would your rules be?
My first rule would be no hitting.
My first rule would be no calling names. In fact, no using words or hands to hurt someone else.
Those are great first rules. What would some other good rules be for your community?
How about look at people when they're talking?
And no talking back or bad language.
How about some rules that help you get things done?
Know when to work and when to play.
Respect other people and yourself.
Agree to work out your problems together without fighting.
Rules let everyone know what is expected of them in the community, what kinds of behavior help other people, and what kinds of behavior hurt other people. Because it always feels much better to help someone than to hurt someone, doesn't it? And when the rules are clear, when each person knows exactly what is expected, it becomes easier to control yourself rather than have someone else control you. And that feels better too, don't you think?
You're right, it does.
So decide to do the right thing.
It's easy to do the right thing when someone else is watching you. But it's harder and more important to do the right thing when the only person watching you is you.
Rules tell you what's expected of you to do the right thing. Respect for you, respect for me in our community.
When your community is working at its best, when everyone is doing her job or his job, when everyone knows what the rules are and is following them, then a great thing happens. You start to trust each other. You know that the members of your community will be there for you when you need them, just like you will be there when they need you. And even when you have a disagreement, there will be ways to work it out. You can talk to your teacher or school counselor. They will always be glad to help.
So it sounds like we could learn a lot from your ant community.
Yes, and one more thing we have in common. We each have 2 ears and 1 mouth. I think we're made that way because we're supposed to listen twice as much as we talk. That's the way to learn, by listening. Listen and learn, listen and learn.
Hey everybody, over here!
Everybody listen.
You're not gonna believe this!
I wasn't really expecting an audience. Well, okay. 2, 3, 4.
Everybody's good at something special, unique, diversity. Everybody brings something to the table in your community. Take some time to know your neighbor. Listen, talk, and you will see it's good to get to know one another in your community. Rules tell you what's expected of you to do the right thing. Respect for you, respect for me in our community. Everybody work together to reach our goals, to learn and be friends, having fun, living safe and happy in our community. Unity and community, we're better together, you and me. Unity and community.
Who was that you were talking to? Oh, it was those human kids. They're really sweet, but they're creepy to look at, with no antenna on their head and their beady little eyes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Have you ever touched one? Ugh, they're all warm and hairy. And what's with their abdomen? How do they live with such a tiny abdomen?
And do you know they look that way from the minute they're born? No egg, no pupa, just human babies. Weird.